Man, this is going to stink when this is over. I'm really getting attached to this whole process of listening to this musical with you all and going through this adventure together. I'm going to have to just, when I'm done, keep breaking out little bits until Jorge writes his Epic the Musical 2, I guess. This is so cool. All right. Let's go. We're going to jump in. This is the Circe Saga. Let's get on to the reaction, but first I want to introduce you to Opera, who are sponsoring today's video. I've been getting to know you all pretty well, and many of you are audiophiles listening to music all day long on your computers. Have you ever found it annoying switching back and forth between tabs, and you have your music open on one tab, and you've got all this other stuff going on and you can't remember which one you had the music on? This happens to me all the time, so I was super excited to partner up with Opera because they've got a solution for this. Simply detach the player from the sidebar here, and then you have your own personal player that you can take anywhere, either inside or outside of the browser. No more interruptions or crowded screens. You have complete access to your music easily anytime you want. And here's the most awesome part. Download Opera and head to the player sidebar so you can redeem 3 free months of Spotify Premium. This offer varies by country. No ads, no limits. With limitless skipping, you can take your playlists and go offline when you don't have access to Wi-Fi or data plans. And here's another cool feature. You can pop videos out the same way you do the music player. So in other words, you could be checking out some of my reactions or vocal analyses while you're tooling around on the internet doing other things. They also give you the option to customize your browser so that you can have the feel and the vibe that you're looking for. They have lots of themes, colors, and animated backgrounds so you can get whatever vibe you want. I've been digging the classic vibe myself. Don't miss out on these awesome features. Use my link in the description to download Opera for yourself. Give yourself the opportunity to have the best online experience listening to music and watching your favorite videos with Opera. This is Puppeteer, and the animatics are by Gigi. Here we go.
Captain, I have something that I must confess, something that I must get off my chest. Until it is said, I cannot rest. Captain,
you really gotta make sure this island is secure.
But Captain,
there's only so much left we can endure. Whatever you need to say can wait some more. Of that I'm sure.
Okay.
Don't dismiss him, no! It's got something important to say, I bet. Oh, I like
really
that.
Just back so soon.
We'll go back.
Where's the rest of your crew? And by the gods, what happened to you?
We came across a palace. Inside we heard a voice. It seemed to show no malice. To greet it was our choice, but nothing could prepare us for the power that awaited inside.
What did this palace hide?
Sir, since we left home, we faced a variety of foes from a wide range of places. Gods, monsters, you know the roster. Hostile creatures that we could resist. But this was a hell of a twist, cause we are weak to a power like this.
What was it?
A woman.
What?
She had us in just 2 words.
Come inside.
Damn.
Welcome to the best part of your life. Go ahead and rest wherever you like. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
Only I stayed outside, but the rest went in.
Take a seat.
Well, I like
Let me
that.
bring you all something to eat. I bet you're tired from the years spent on your feet. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
By the time they ate, it was far too late. For inside the meal,
Think of your past.
she had cast a spell.
And your mistakes.
They began to squeal
They'll be the last.
and grow snouts and tails.
Mistakes you'll make.
She changed them.
I've got all the power.
This is cool.
Yeah, I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer. Yeah.
They transformed,
This is the price.
and it wasn't quick.
We paid a little.
She turned our men
The world is not
from men to pigs.
and to forgive.
She changed them.
I
I've got
remember
all
this
the
part. Yeah,
power.
okay.
Yeah, I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play,
the
I'm
Odyssey.
puppeteer. Yeah.
We have to go save them.
No, we don't. Look at all we've lost and all we've learned. Every single cost is so much more than what we've earned. Think about the men we have left before they're none. Let's just cut our losses, you and I, and let's run.
Of course I'd like to leave now, of course I'd like to run, but I can hardly sleep now, knowing everything we've done. There's no length I wouldn't go if it was you I had to save. I can only hope you'd do the same.
I can hear her still,
No one will find
and her voice deceives.
their way between.
What if she can't be killed?
My nymphs and I.
Will you choose to leave?
Their loving queen.
I don't know.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer.
okay.
She's a clever witch,
This is the price.
and she's hard to slay.
We paid it all.
It's a game of wits,
We draw the line.
but you don't have to play.
Watch from above.
I have to try.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm a puppeteer, yeah. Come inside.
Man.
Welcome to the best part of
That's just kind of like an outro, I guess, on that. Wow. Okay. So beautiful. Interesting. All right. So this has different song form than some of the others, at least as far as my memory goes, where we've got like a little rap, musical theater rapping and then singing over top of it. Really beautiful. There's so many. God, I wish sometimes I could just USB my head to the computer and just, stream the thoughts popping in my head on my first impression. But I'm going to go back through and just break out some things, talk a little bit about the vocal technique. Let's just go. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful animatics here. Oh. So we have this little plucking. It's like a lyre, I guess, is what that sound would be. And we've got these swelling strings, these synthy strings. How cool would this be with like a real orchestra? Very Legend of Zelda-y in the if you've ever played Legend of Zelda, when you go into the I guess it's like the fairy restorative area where you get all your hearts back. It's got a very similar feeling here. It's interesting.
Captain, I have something that I must confess.
It's so interesting how emotional it is here. Like, this music is really emotional. It's very, that was the first thing I noticed. Like, it is, I guess, an emotional part, but I mean, this is like sweet emotion here, in the way the chords and the melody are working and the way he's singing. This is Yura Locus, right? I was getting some heat for saying Yuri Locus. It's Yura, hold on. I actually looked it up here. Let me see. Here, check it out. So if she says it right, this is Emma saying. Let's listen.
Eurylochus.
Eurylochus. Eurylochus. Okay, that's what we're going with. Let me know if I got it right. I got several comments that I wasn't saying it right. Eurylochus. Eurylochus, not Eurylochus. Okay, so I have something to confess. All right, let's go back.
I have something that I must confess.
Again, here's that depth of tone that he has. Oh, a little more openness in his sound, as well as being a lower voice than Jorge.
Something that I must get off my chest.
Hear how he's using airflow in his tone? Something. Like he's in what I call a mix. A mix is mixing. I've talked about it so much if you've watched my other epic stuff. Like, it's mixing the metal, brassy element of the voice with the windy element and going back and forth. And it creates a lot of diversity of texture in our singing. And this is really nice here. And sometimes you can do windy and have the wind element present in the tone, which is what a lot of contemporary commercial music singers do. Other times you can have windiness in the tone and focus it. Ooh, like in choral music, in opera, and in certain songs in musical theater, you're going to still do that too. But if you want that poppy effect, you get a little huskiness, you get a little in the tone. And Eurylochus, I think I said that right, has some of that husky sort of almost poppy soul type of tone here.
Something that I must get off my chest.
My chest. Hear that little pop scoop he did there? I can't get too granular. I'm gonna never get through this. But
Get off my chest.
chest.
Until it is said I cannot rest.
Nice. A lot of contemporary commercial music textures in Eurylochus's voice.
Captain, you really gotta go make sure this island is secure.
Or was that? Wait, that was him, right? Yeah, that was. Okay.
You really gotta go make sure this island is secure.
But Captain,
there's only so much left we can endure. Whatever you need to say can wait some more.
Boy, Odysseus, he's really tormented here, right? He's carrying all the weight of everything that's happened. You can hear it in Jorge's voice, the angst. There's a little more squeeze in his tone, a little more brassiness in his tone. There's like, that's the...
Whatever you need to say can wait some more. Of that I'm sure.
Very introspective. When he brings the wind element into his voice, it gets very introspective. Of that I'm sure. You hear that? What he did there in that?
Of that I'm sure.
Beautiful.
okay.
Hear how low his voice. He's got a lower voice. It'd be interesting to hear these. Now that I've heard these singers a bit, it'd be fun to hear them sing other stuff too. Like hear them do covers of songs and, who are these people? I know that there was a really cool audition as to how they were found on TikTok, right? Beautiful orchestration here. I love the sliding. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Spring Awakening. Do you all know that musical? If not, you have to listen. That's a heavy one. But, it's beautiful. The way that Spring Awakening opens with the sliding strings, it almost has this Eastern feel a little bit to it. With the traditional Eastern instruments, right? Interesting. So cool.
Eurylochus, back so soon. Where's the rest of your crew? And by the gods, what happened to you?
We came across a palace. Inside we heard a voice.
Hear that change in intensity of we've got the strumming, the short bowing in the string section, little staccato sounds. With the chords have changed, they've gotten darker, more intense.
It seemed to show no malice. To greet it was our choice,
I
but
love this
nothing
tone.
could prepare us for the power that awaited inside.
What did this palace hide?
Sir, since we left home, we faced a variety of foes from a wide range of places.
So in musicals, there are certain ways that they like to move the plot forward. There are some songs which are about slowing down time and living inside of an emotional state for the audience. Like from this show, like Just a Man is that type of a song. It's really about living inside of the emotional state. This song is a plot moving forward song. We're getting narrative, we're learning about what's happening, we're moving the plot forward, right?
Gods, monsters, you know the roster.
And they're doing it in a cool way with the rap and the singing. I love it. It's very clever.
Our creatures that we could resist. But this was a hell of a twist. Cause we are weak to a power like this.
What was it?
A woman.
What?
She had us in just 2 words.
See, yeah, that was cool. They're making it like there's this big monster, and then a woman. Like that was very clever little switcheroo there.
Come inside.
Damn.
Welcome to the best.
That damn is so funny. Come inside. Damn. Oh, that was hilarious. That damn said so much.
Damn.
Welcome to the best part of your life. Go ahead and rest wherever you like.
Oh, her voice is beautiful. I love the little riff. So she sounds British, and that sounds like they're keeping her accent as British. I'm assuming that that's just her in her natural accent, or is this an artistic choice by Jorge, which I'm imagining it's just her natural voice. But because I don't understand why it would make sense to create an accent for this one character. Beautiful sound. Beautiful, beautiful sound.
I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
Only I stayed outside, but the rest went in.
Take a seat. Let me bring you all something to eat.
So here's how I would describe her tone. She has a lot of the elements that make up contemporary singing going on in her sound. When we think about, though, contemporary singing in relation to musical theater versus contemporary commercial music, she has a lot of those elements. She's got what I call movable larynx position, which is when you go high, your larynx goes up a little bit. When you go low, your larynx goes down a little bit. And when you're in low notes, there's a little more hollowness. She's got that going on. Her vowels are a little taller than normal contemporary commercial music singers. Part of that is because she's singing in her accent. And in her accent, ahs are more ah instead of ah. And she has a really beautiful mix. You can hear sometimes she's brassy and belty in her voice, and then other times it gets sweeter and more windy, and she goes into her head voice and her sound. She doesn't have a lot of grit on her voice like we heard with Poseidon in Ruthlessness, which I am going to do a breakout reaction to that whole separately and do a deep dive analysis of the way he sang. But she doesn't have that grit in her voice, but she has all those other elements of contemporary singing. And let's listen for her use of vibrato.
I bet you're tired from the years spent on your feet. I've got
Teeny bits of vibrato, like, don't be, mostly straight tone.
you. Don't worry, Circe's got you now.
There's a little vibrato.
By the time they ate, it was far too late. For inside the meal,
Think of your past
she had cast a spell.
and your mistakes.
They began to
I like this one, do, 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 and the answer with a rap. Do, 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 ba, 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 ba. It's got a little Linkin Park feel to it. Not really. I mean, the concept of like a little speaky and then a little singy, this idea, it's very cool. Like he draws on so many cool musical elements to make these songs from all different style worlds.
late. For inside the meal,
Think of your past
she had cast a spell.
and your mistakes.
They began to squeal
They'll be the
and grow
last
snouts and tails.
mistakes you'll make.
She changed them.
Notice how we've got the rap, then we have some singing, we've got the rap, da-da-da-da. That concept, very clever way to move things forward and use current concepts.
Got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer, yeah.
They transformed,
This is the price.
and it wasn't quick.
We paid a little.
like
She
that
turned
melody.
our men
The world is not
from men to pigs.
and to forgive.
So on the top there, she's not in a full belt. She's still in a mix that's more on the side of the brassiness in her voice, or the TA dominant side of her voice. If you want to nerd out with me in voice pedagogy, the thyroarytenoid activated sound, the bop, the brassiness. She's mostly in a brassy mix, but it's still a mix. It's not a full-on belt, I would say.
And it wasn't quick.
We paid a
She
little.
That's a beautiful mix, a brassy mix. I call that fake belting.
turned our men
The world is not
from men to pigs.
and to forgive.
She changed them.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer,
Beautiful.
yeah.
I really like her sound. She's got a great voice.
We have to go save them.
No, we don't.
Really distinctive tone qualities from these singers. Great job in casting, Jorge.
Look at all we've lost and all we've learned. Every single cost is so much more than what we've earned.
What a wise line. Every single cost is so much more than what we've earned. That's so, lots of life lesson-y things here, like really poignant. It's provocative.
Think about the men we have left before they're none. Let's just cut our losses, you and I, and let's run.
So this is like, just forget about it. Just forget about what happened. Let's move on. Let's cut our losses. Let's basically ghost our crew that just got turned into pigs, basically. But Odysseus is not there, right?
Of course I'd like to leave now. Of course I'd like to run. But I
Listen to the drums. We have a cool little weird drum sample in the back there.
And let's run.
Of course I'd like to leave now. Of course I'd like to run.
It's like a muted, maybe like a conga drum, but with it muted, or an electronic drum sample, but with the upper frequencies kind of rolled off and boom, boom. So
But I can hardly sleep now, knowing everything we've done. There's no
could be maybe some like African instruments, like some percussive instruments there. I think, man, it's really cool.
length I wouldn't go if it was you
Love the piano here.
I had to save. I can only hope you do the same.
I can hear her still,
No one will
and
find.
her voice
Da, 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 da. That's the hook. When I first heard it too, I was like, ooh, there it is. That's a hook. That's gonna catch in my mind.
deceives.
They're right between.
What if she can't be killed?
My nymphs and I.
Will you choose to leave?
Their loving queen.
I don't know.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No,
Oh, I love her accent. I love it. I love that they let her have her British accent. I love see those taller vowels.
no, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer,
She's
yeah.
a clever witch,
This is the price.
and she's hard to slay.
We paid it all.
It's a game of
Beautiful
wits,
mix.
We draw the line.
but you don't have to play.
Watch from above.
I have to try.
Oh, so good. So good. Okay, moving on. Next up, we've got Wouldn't You Like? And I got some heat for butchering Zemina's name. Okay, is that good? Zemina Notzel? Is that correct? Hopefully it is. I loved Zemina's animatics, so very cool. And wasn't that great? You know, it's interesting the overall color, how we've got with Gigi here, it's like we've got this sort of pinkish hue to the animatics, but with Zemina, it's more in the grays and sort of grays and blues and whites. Really interesting, right? Oh, it's so fascinating. As I've said, I have no skills or knowledge in the world of how to do stuff like this. It's very, very cool to watch. Okay, here we go. Wouldn't you like? Let's go forward. Again, there's that lyre type of a sound.
I must say, what a brilliant
Hermes.
speech you gave.
Who goes there?
Just a friend who could help you save your men. A foe like Circe is not to be messed with. You
Ooh.
want to beat her.
I like
you
this
need
voice,
the
too.
blessing of a certain god. Divine intervention, someone who's not afraid to send a message. Hermes? Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words?
Oh, cool.
Deep in the night, the fight
bass.
lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can beat her. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. She can turn you to an animal that'll end up on her
Nice.
face.
It's got goosebumps.
She can all but make you fall in love
like that.
you're on your 100th date. She can conjure up a monster that'll grind you to the bones. She has all the ways to haunt you when you take her on alone. Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be turned. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like the
Very
outcome
good.
preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her.
Those harmonies.
Here in the root of this flower, there lies such a power to take her on. You must consume and digest it, then you'll manifest the being of your creation. All you need's imagination, though it's only
Wow.
for a moment till you've beaten your opponent.
And I call this route Holy Moly.
Molly?
Would you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be turned. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be turned.
Very
Wouldn't
good.
you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her.
Hermes! Thank you.
Don't thank me, friend. You very well may die. Good luck.
Very interesting. Wow. Another cool song. Well, let's go back and break this down a little bit here. I like these little giggles here.
I must say, what a brilliant speech you gave.
Who goes there?
Just a friend.
Just a friend. Such good mixing. So that's not quite pure falsetto. That's not quite pure brassy chest voice. He's in a nice mix. He's got a high larynx. There's a little bit of compression on his voice. So compression is that grit element that we can add in, which we can add in various amounts. Like, for instance, Poseidon had a lot of grit. But Hermes doesn't have as much, but you can hear there's a little when it gets kind of cool and sort of starts to sound a little rock and rolly or a little poppy, that's activated through compression. And you're cinching your pharynx to bring the false chords into the stream of air. Kind of like the way Norbert Leo Butz sang Dancing Through Life in the original Wicked. The trouble with schools is they always try to teach the wrong lessons. Yeah, it's like that cool sound. Hermes has a little bit of that going on here.
Who goes?
What a brilliant speech you gave.
Who goes there?
Just a friend who could help you save your men. A foe like Circe's.
Right there. A fellow like Circe. A fool like Circe. Did you hear that? He got a little bit of that. I'm exaggerating it, but he got a little bit of that sound there.
Your men, a foe like Circe's, not to be messed with. You want to
Also, he's British too.
beat her, you'll need the blessing of a certain god. Divine intervention, someone who's not afraid to.
It's funny. I've listened to I'm kind of obsessed with UK singers right now on the channel, and this is artist Ren I react to so much, and Ren is amazing. If you haven't checked out Ren, I highly recommend you go check out his music. It's very theatrical, actually, if you're like musical theater people. It's like a little bit of theater and rapping, and it's really interesting. And this just kind of puts me a little bit in his world, hearing the two UK artists that we've just heard here.
Send a message. Hermes? Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to
I love this synth bass down here. It's on the 16th notes.
use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or
That's
you
cool.
can beat her. Wouldn't you like to have
Notice how it leaves so much room for growth. It's really a sign of maturity in arranging to know how to leave space for where you want the focus to go. You don't want to oversaturate things with too many instruments too much of the time, because that can just make it distracting for the audience to not know where to focus. And Jorge's done a great job of instrumentation in this sort of first presentation of his work. Is a great job of like, okay, clear out the arrangement, leave room for the words to come through. Now, let's add the instruments. Let's go big with sound for this part. You know, that back and forth is very, very well done.
for hours? You can be hurt or you can beat her. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic?
See how much room there is for these vocals and these lyrics to come through?
Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. She can turn you to an animal that'll end up on a plate. She can all but make you fall in love like you're on your 100th date.
So that sound up there, that's a mix. That's not a full-on, that's not like a full-on high-level brassy belt. There's a release in that tone. This singer's very good in the upper register there, like being able to access those upper register notes. Notice there wasn't a modification to like, there wasn't a modification too much to the open vowels as he went up there. He kept it close. You know, there wasn't a ton of oral cavity space in that sound. And when you do that, you can mix. You can use a little, like it's like using basically a teeny bit of your falsetto in the sound, but a percentage of it, not a lot of it. And that little bit of falsetto that you use in the upper register, it releases the air pressure some and makes this sound here. That sound. There's a lot of brass in the tone. There's a lot of punch in the tone, but not full on like, let's say, Freddie Mercury from the band Queen. Imagine if he were singing this. There would have been a lot more pressure, a lot more trumpetiness, a lot more brass, a lot more oral cavity space, but that's not what we have here. We have a little bit of a mix, a little bit of a release of the brass. Mixing is so spectrum. You could have 100 different settings between brass and wind.
Love like you're on your 100th date. She can conjure up a monster.
I love that little coming off the conjure up a monster. You know, this is such a part of musical theater. You sing a little, you speak a word for emphasis, then go back to singing.
Conjure up a monster.
Yeah.
That'll grind you to the bones. She has all the ways to haunt ya.
I love how the piano is doing this constant arpeggiating up and down. There's like this little, it's like just going in the background. It's easy to not notice it.
Take her on a love. Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words?
Great
Deep
texture.
in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be hurt.
Cool harmonies there.
Wouldn't you like to have some other magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. Oh.
nice riffing, dude. Yeah.
You conqueror. Oh, oh. Here in the roots of this flower that lies such a power to take her on.
It kind of is like a little bridge right here.
You must consume and digest it, then you'll manifest a being of your creation.
The creation. What was? Oh, that was cool.
You must consume and digest it, then you'll manifest a being of your creation.
Being of your creation. Really cool writing, this little flipping in and out of registers. I wonder if Jorge wrote this like that. This is tricky singing. Well, I mean, interesting. Like, you have to write, you got to know the singer you're writing for, that they can pull off stuff like this. There's a lot of register shifting going on here.
All you need's imagination, though it's only for a moment.
See, I like that little scratchy huskiness in his tone here.
You've beaten your opponent.
In and out of husky and clean.
And I call this route Holy Moly.
Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use modern words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours.
Hear the piano thing?
You can be hurt or you can be hurt. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conqueror. Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to?
So on that high note, notice you can hear the larynx elevate. Wow! The high note thins out. You need high notes to thin out when you're doing them in a brassy, powerful way in contemporary commercial music. You could argue that they even thin out in classical music too. Oh, when you open your throat, they thin out to some degree, but not quite as much as they do in musical theater because we're staying in the contemporary way of doing high notes. And that's exactly what this is. So we hear the vowel get really lateral. Wah! Which is what we want to have happen when we get up that high. I don't have my keyboard on, but I'm imagining that's like an A or something. Yeah, sounds about like an A. I have to check. Hold on, let me see. I was close. It was a B flat. I was a half step off. So yeah, we're up in... do I want to go into explaining how all these registers up here were? We're in an upper register of the voice. I'm not going to get into it now. I've got a whole thing I talk about with registers. But we're up in the top of gear 2 is what I will say. And at the top of gear 2, we need to still have that brassiness if we want to belt, but it's got to thin out just like this. Very, very good technique. So that one had a little more bite and brass on it, that high B flat. It's, there's a little more bite on that tone. Man, good. Really good.
Some of the magic, wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conqueror. Hermes, thank you. Don't thank me, friend. You very well may die. Good luck.
Very cool. Wait, was there more? So as far as the animatics go, I was thinking about the gray, the color scheme, and it's not this. It does change throughout. So we started off with the gray, and then we went to like the blue-green, and then we ended with the purple-blue. What am I noticing? Now I'm noticing these kinds of things too. I have no idea what this means. What does this mean? Zamina, what are you doing? Very cool. Oh God, this is so fascinating. All right, let's keep going. Do I have time? Yeah. All right, here we go. I've got to go to the studio to teach, and I started this. I'm going way deeper than I intended. I'm already 34 minutes in on this. Oh, I hope this is okay. You guys, I'm making you sit through a lot here. All right, here we go. This is Done For, and this is by Annie Flamma. Like Annie Fiamma makes me think of the Italian pronunciation of that. Annie Flamma. Okay, cool. This is this animatic. Okay, so this one looks like it stays more in that grayish color. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. We have some strings, choral vocal sounds, and And that's music of the gods, right?
Lady of the palace, sorry that I asked this, but I hope that I've been misinformed. I sent out some scouts to take a look around through here, and they wound up at your doors. Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome, so I must ask just to be sure. Did you do something to them?
Who, me? All I did was reveal their true form.
You turned them into pigs.
I don't know who you are nor why you're here, but let me make this one thing clear. I've got people to protect, nymphs I can't neglect, so I'm not taking chances, dear. If you make one wrong move, then you're done for. Anything I don't approve, then you're done for. I could put a spell on you and you're done for. Boy, you better run or soon you will be done for.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me. I just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
You must be a liar, mortals can't acquire money without dire consequence.
Then I must be a god like you, cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Hermes gave it to you, didn't he?
Okay, fine, yes. Well, regardless.
You and I are now evenly matched.
Okay, fine, yes.
Our fates are intertwined, they're attached. I've got people to protect, friends I can't neglect.
like
So
that.
now there is no turning back. You've made your one wrong move, now you're done for. I will be the one to prove that you're done for. Not even a spell saves you, cause you're done for. Oh, you better run or soon you will be done for.
You've lost.
My nymphs are like my daughters, I protect them at all costs. The last time we let strangers live, we faced a heavy loss. You've given me no reason to bestow you with my trust, but everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of lust.
I'm not sure I follow.
What are you
There are
doing?
other ways of persuasion.
Uh-oh.
There are other modes of
We're gonna test Odysseus here. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Lots of movement in this one here. Let's go back. Look at that depth. Low bass there. And the way that started. Ooh, nice low. Listen with headphones, everybody. Headphones that have a good low frequency response too. Like the earbuds, like AirPods and stuff, they do okay with that, but like cans are a little better typically. So that's a synth sound. Dun, 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 dun. It's a very hard, sort of woody type of tone. It's kind of like a guitar, like a short guitar, staccato guitar with a little distortion.
Lady of the palace,
Interesting.
sorry that I asked this, but I hope
Boom, 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 boom. We almost have like a little tango-y feel, like a little dance feel to this rhythm.
that I've been misinformed. I sent out some scouts to take a look around through here, and they wound up at your doors. Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome, so I must ask just to be sure.
So Jorge here is in his bright conversational tone quality. Bop, bop, bop. Lots of brassiness, lots of punchiness in his tone. Very little vibrato. Super conversational, very lateral vowels.
Did you do something to them?
Who, me? All I did was reveal their true form.
Beautiful mix in her voice. She's in a little bit of brass, a little bit of wind. Oh, you can hear a little bit of both of those elements there. Very natural.
It was reveal their true form.
You turned them into
Beautiful.
pigs.
Lots of reverb. Listen to how much reverb. It's interesting the way he controls reverb depending on the space he's in.
I don't know who you are nor why you're here, but let me make this one thing clear. I've got people to protect, nymphs I can't neglect, so I'm not taking chances, dear.
So now we learn why she is the way she is.
If you make one wrong move, then you're done for.
Yeah, what a cool animatic there. Look at that image. Very cool.
Anything I don't approve, then you're done for. I could put a spell on you and you.
So that tone up there, notice how much bite she has up there. That's way up there. Da! it's like an E flat or something, maybe D, E flat. She's way up there, but this is a mix. She's still mixing. This is a fake belt because it's a little released. This is not like Christina Aguilera blasting a high note. There's a little bit of release in it. You know, if you want to save your voice and sing for a long time, this will help you do that. That's great vocal technique.
You're done for, boy, you better run, or soon you will be done for.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing it.
Hear that change? Down in the low end in the bass, we go, and it adds intensity. That it's really a 16th note. Boom, 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 boom. Four little accents per beat. Do you hear that?
But you will fail at placing any spells on me. I just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
He's being real cocky now. You can hear it in his voice. Very
You
good.
must be a liar, mortals can't acquire money without dire consequence.
Then I must be a god like you, cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Hermes gave it to you, didn't he?
Okay, fine, yes. Well, regardless.
I like that look. Okay, yeah, he did, but still. Funny.
You and I are now evenly matched. Our fates are intertwined, they're attached. I've got people to protect, friends I can't neglect. So now there is no turning back.
I love how they're both singing the same thing here, and that's a really tight harmony. And notice their tone qualities are very similar. They're both in their metal element of their voices, their brassy, trumpety part of their voices.
Friends I can't neglect, they're attached. I've got people to protect, friends I can't neglect. So now there is no turning back.
Now there is no turning back. No, there is no turning back. So good.
You've made your one wrong move, now you're done for. I will be the one to prove that you're done for. Not even a spell saves you, cause you're done for.
Oh, I love that melody there.
Not even a spell saves you, cause you're done for. Oh, you
This would be so fun to do. You know what I'd love to do? I'd love to get some of the students in our studio. I didn't talk about it in this video, but I've been a voice teacher a long time, and I have a bunch of teachers that teach with me here in Manhattan, tri-state, Philadelphia area, and we have like a lot of students in our school, and lots of musical theater singers, and I've got a lot of musical theater instructors who sing really well with musical theater. It might be fun to do a cover of a couple of these songs or something. Ideas.
better run, or soon you will be done for.
You've lost.
My nymphs are like my daughters, I protect them at all costs.
I love this complete change of after she lost the monster battle here, right? Yeah.
No, soon you will be done for.
Yeah. So Odysseus wins the monster battle,
Lost.
and now she goes into this little trying to convince him, to win another way
My
here.
nymphs are like my daughters, I protect them at all
Hear that musical change there? Very clever.
costs. The last time we let strangers live, we faced a heavy loss. You've given me no reason to bestow you with my trust.
So catchy.
But everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of lust.
I'm not sure I follow.
There are other ways of
I really like that Annie Flamma, I keep saying fiamma from my Italiano training. Annie Flamma did a really tasteful job of representing what's about to happen, but in a way that's not, gratuitous or like a little too much for us. Very tasteful and artistic. What great visual imagery to go with this. What a talent that is. Saying someone is talented should never diminish the amount of hard work it takes to do this. Like, to be great at something, you need to have the ignition to learn it, and you also have to have the 10,000 hours basically to do the work, Wow, that was amazing. Okay, here we go. This is the last one in this saga. This is There Are Other Ways. So we've got Circe about to try to seduce Odysseus, it looks like. And then, warning, some spicy connotations. Okay, so we're back to Gigi now for this one. Okay, here we go. Some spicy connotations.
There are other ways of persuasion. There are other modes of control.
There's that tango feel.
There are other means of deceit. There are other roads to the soul. There are other actions of passion. You have so much left to learn. Want to save your men from the fire? Show me that you're willing to burn.
Who's to say with all mistakes
Interesting.
Don't
Note
be
there.
afraid.
will be the
Think
last
of your
mistakes I
past.
ever made?
Don't break when there is so much power, but there's no puppet here. This is the price.
This is sophisticated.
Just on
There is no line,
I'm
never
just
enough. So
on
much power, but there's no puppet here.
I can't. Back at home, my wife awaits for me. She's my everything, my Penelope. And she's all
like a bossa
my
nova.
all my power. But it's been 12 long years, oh, 12 long years since I have seen my wife. And now the god of tides is out to end my life. So I beg you, Circe, grant us mercy and let us puppets leave.
Beautiful, Jorge. Ah!
Poseidon, eh? There might be a way to evade him. There might be a way to get home.
Oh, this is so catchy.
Though this other way's very dangerous, it might be your one final hope. I know of a brilliant prophet.
She's fantastic.
Problem is this prophet is dead. I can't get you home, but I'll get you to the underworld instead. I'll release your men and I'll get you to the underworld instead.
Wait, you're helping us?
There are many ways of persuasion. There
Ooh,
are
those
many
drums.
modes of control. Maybe showing one act of kindness leads to kinder souls down the road. I remember actions of passion. I have been in love once before. Maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer no more. Or maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer.
So much power, but there's no power here. No salvation, puppeteer. No salvation, puppeteer. Yeah.
Whoa, whoa. There was some crazy high notes there at the end. Okay. So much to look at here. All right, let's go back. This was fascinating. Yeah, so this really has like a, I don't know if tango is the right, feels more like I guess a bossa nova. I'm not sure of all the little differences exactly between, I haven't gone too deep into studying that kind of stuff, but it definitely has that, like, what feels like my mind is pulling up like a bossa nova feel. Like that kind of, those rhythmic accents. Beautiful. So I say catchy, everyone. I'm like, oh, this is catchy. Like every single song has a lot of catchy, hooky stuff going on. He really has a knack for writing sticky, catchy melodies and rhythms, and just very fascinating. For the this is his first one, right? Like his first big thing like this he's written. Wow, I'm really excited to see what else he continues to do. Very talented guy.
Other ways of persuasion. There are other modes of control.
Hear the bass, boom, 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 boom. That's where I'm getting those rhythmic accents that are telling me it feels like that kind of, like a tango-y, or we've got that sort of Latin dance feel to it.
There are other means of deceit.
Boom, boom,
There are
boom.
other roads to the soul. There are other actions of passion.
Her mixing is so good. This is really in a mix here. We don't have any compression. We're not doing any gritty, rocky, poppy type of stuff. This is very straight up contemporary musical theater, more brassy, metal-y types of sounds in the tone in the bottom. She's letting a little more airflow in her tone, which is giving more of that seductive feel to her tone quality, like it's a little seductive, pulling him in, using that element in her tone quality.
You have so much left to learn.
Right there, that's what I mean.
Want to save your men from the fire.
Nice little fire. I like that little riff. Very like Spanish feel to it, right?
Show me that you're willing to burn.
Who's to say with
That note got me when I first. It's like so that's a very juxtaposed note. Like that note is not inside of the harmony of the key and the chord progression that we were working in up to that point. And it's appropriate to have such a jarring pitch come in, and then notice how it resolves and sort of works into the song very well. I was delightfully surprised when that happened.
who's to say with the mistakes I've made that they will be the last?
And now we're into consonants. There was a moment of dissonance, and now it's resolved into consonants after that note.
Who's to say with the mistakes I've made that they will be the last mistakes I ever made?
Don't break them.
There is so much power, but there's no puppet here.
I love these harmonies. I want to sing this song.
This is the price
I'm
we pay
just
now.
on
There is no line,
I'm
never
just
enough. So much power, so much.
I'm just a man. Did you hear? I didn't notice that the first time through. Did you hear that? I just got goosebumps because I noticed that.
This is the price
I'm
we pay
just
now.
on
There is no line.
Oh, he's so good at weaving in melodies and themes from other songs, this leitmotivic work.
Never enough. So much power, but there's no puppet here.
I can't.
Oh, that violin. That one kind of sounds like a real violin. It doesn't sound like the synthesizer strings.
Back at home, my wife awaits for me. She's my everything, my Penelope.
Beautiful.
And she's all my power, but it's been 12 long years.
Oh my God, Jorge is so good.
All my power, but it's been 12 long years. Oh, 12 long years since I have seen my wife. And now the god of tides is out to end my life. So I beg you, Circe, grant us mercy and let us puppets live.
Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, I could take 5 minutes and just go note by note and show you cool things about what he's doing there, but I'll just focus on this last note.
Let us puppets live.
The reason I love that note is because he slightly gapped his vocal folds when he did it, which is giving it that husky windiness, which is that warmth. There's a windiness in the way he's using his voice up there. It's tricky to do because when you go for a high note, the chords lengthen and stretch out, and they get closer to each other. So to make a breathy sound on a high falsetto note, it's a little bit of a trick vocally. You have to stretch for the pitch, and then open your chords to let that husky warmth into the tone. He's very, very coordinated. He's done an incredible job building coordination in his singing.
Mercy and let us puppets live.
And then he puts on a little vibrato at the end as he releases. Bravo, my friend. Very, very good singing.
Poseidon, eh? There might be a way to evade him. There might be a way to get home. Though this other way's very dangerous, it might be your one final hope.
So this music is perfect for this seductive nature of this song, right?
I know of a brilliant prophet. Problem is this prophet is dead. I can't get you home, but I'll I'll get you to the underworld instead. Oh.
It's such a good sign when I can sing along the second listen through to a lot of the stuff. You know, like that's just an indication of how well written it is melodically.
Release your men and I'll get you to the underworld instead.
I like that part a lot.
Wait, you're helping us?
There are many ways of persuasion.
Boom, 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 boom. Hear those drums underneath?
There are many modes of control.
It's interesting.
Maybe showing one act of kindness leads to kinder souls down the road. I remember actions of passion.
Now this got a little Mamma Mia here.
I have been in love once before.
Little disco-y.
Maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer no more. Or maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer.
So much power, so much power.
This part.
There's no puppet here. No, she's not a bishop puppeteer. No, she's not a bishop puppeteer. Yeah.
So what she did right there that was so impressive is as she's going up higher, she chose the contemporary path instead of the operatic path. As you go up into that upper register, you can do it one of two ways. You can do what she did where she went, ah! She got more lateral. The tone got thinner and pointier and more intense and dramatic and sort of, there's more bite to the tone. She maintained a little bit of thickening of TA, thyroarytenoid activation in the sound, as opposed to an opera singer would have opened their throat, ooh, covered the vowel, ooh, ooh. They would have gone up like that. She chose to go the contemporary path. Perfect for this song, perfect for the expression in that moment. Very, very cool. Let's play that note one more time.
Or maybe one day the world will need a puppeteer.
So much power, so much power, but there's no puppet here. No, she's not a bishop puppeteer. No, she's not a bishop puppeteer. Yeah.
Wow. So is that a belt? What is that? That still has some releasedness in it. It does sound like there's a lot of brass, a lot of thickening in the sound, but I wouldn't say it's a full-on belt because just of the mobility she has up there. But she's really, 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 really good at what I call fake belting, which if you are a musical theater singer, you need to learn that technique. You front the sound, you have a very small acoustic chamber, you sing with very lateral vowels, and you drive it in a fronted way, but release it a little bit. You need some brass in there, you do need some thickening, but you try to release as much head voiciness into it, as much CT, cricothyroid we call it in voice pad, into the tone as you can, and that causes there to be a little bit less brute pressure on the voice as there is when you're doing a full belt. She's really good at fake belting. So, and we teach a lot of fake belting if you need voice lessons, so hit us up. We have students online all over the world at my studio. I have a link in the description if you do need a voice teacher. My gosh, that was so fun. I'm having a great time doing this with you all. I'm going to be sad when this is over. This is the 4th out of 9. We've got 5 more to look forward to. Stay tuned. I'm going to keep cooking with these. I'm having a blast. Let me know. You all are so good at communicating about what you want me to know or what you should point out. So fire away. Let me hear it. Give me those comments, okay? Sending you all so much good juju. I'll see you in my next one. Cheers.